Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasad Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswata Devi Gauravani Prachadane Nirvishesha Shunyavari Pachacha Desha Tarane Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Swasti Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, what is unique in the Vedic literatures is that we have God who has a form. This is rather unique because many religions refuse to accept a form for God. And they say formless. Consequently, you cannot make deities even. So most religions don't have deities also. Apart from that, of course, then not only do we accept a form of God, but we accept many forms of God. So this is even more astonishing. And even more astonishing than that, these forms are extremely different. So we get human forms like Krishna and Rama, but then we get forms like Narsimha Dev, which is not quite human and not quite animal, half-half. And then we get animal forms like Kurma, who's a tortoise, and Matsya, who's a fish, and Ananta, who's a snake, and Hayagriva, who's a horse. So we get all sorts of different forms of the Lord, which are all spiritual. But that doesn't mean that we have many gods. There's one Supreme Lord with many forms. We also have to distinguish between these forms of God and other forms, which we call Devata forms. These forms are material. So we make a distinction between Supreme Lord, Vishnu, Krishna, Narsimha, who are spiritual, and then we have ones like Indra and Agni and Surya Dev. They also have forms, they also have power, but they have material bodies. So those are distinct. And of course, there's many devatas, but there's one Supreme Lord. So, with form, qualities, and activities. So this makes the Vaishnava philosophy quite unique. Of course, even within the followers of the Vedas, we have some people who will say there's no form. That's called Brahman. So Brahman has no form, no qualities and activities. Very similar to many religions in the world. So, even within the Vedas, some people say no form for God. So it is only a rather unique section of the people who follow the Vedas who believe in a form. These are the Vaishnavas. These are the followers of Vishnu and Rama and Krishna. Nevertheless, this is said to be the ultimate form of God. Though God has no form, he also has form. Of the choice between the two, God with a form is more complete. So therefore, that's the highest. So I said that God has many forms. Even he was one. So how can we understand that? One, of course, is we can say that God is not material. He has special powers. We cannot expand ourselves into many forms. But we know that yogis can expand themselves into maybe 9 forms. So if the yogi has power to expand into 9 forms, which are material forms, Supreme Lord can expand into infinite forms, which are spiritual. Why not? So he has inconceivable power by which he can expand into many different forms. Why does the Lord have to have many forms? Why not just one form? The answer is that different devotees expect different forms of the Lord. So the Lord assumes those forms. So each of these forms of the Lord is slightly different in mood. And each of these forms attracts his particular devotees. So those people who worship Rama They want to be his servant, and they serve with reverence and affection. Those who desire to be just a servant, with great reverence, they worship Vishnu. Those devotees who want to be friends with the Lord will worship Krishna. So in this way, the needs of the devotees are fulfilled by these different forms. So we have many forms of the Lord. Okay? And according to the amounts of qualities they show, we can start grading them as more complete expressions and less complete. So we have forms like Kapila Dev and Vyasadeva. They are the Supreme Lord, but they act as sages. And so their activities and qualities they manifest are quite limited. They display knowledge. Vyasadeva writes the Vedas. Kapila speaks knowledge. That's the extent of their Shakti that they show. Other forms show more powers and more powers. For instance, we have a Varaha. He is the boar form. And he lifts the earth out of the Garbhodak ocean. So that's quite a big feat that no human being can do. So he shows much more power. So we can classify all of these different forms of God like that. And at the top, then we will have those who are, they exhibit the most power of all. So these we call the Purna forms, the full, complete forms. So Rupa Goswami and Laghu Bhagavatamrita says there are 3 Purna forms. Narsimha, Rama, and Krishna. And of course, Krishna's at the top, Rama next, and then Narsimha. So they show extraordinary powers, extraordinary qualities. But of all of them, Krishna is special. He shows the most qualities of all. So he's put at the very top. And of course, in Bhagavatam, Krishna is glorified as Bhagavan Swayam, the ultimate form of Bhagavan. And the whole of Bhagavatam is dedicated. But at the same time, Bhagavatam does not reject the other forms of God. So therefore, in the various cantos of Bhagavatam, we will see descriptions of Varaha and Narsimha and Rama, etc. All are aspects of the Supreme Lord, but Krishna is the most complete of all. So in any case, Narsimha, Rama, and Krishna are put at the top. And this also is reflected in the popularity of these forms. Of course, we have many Vishnu temples, but then we have, let's say, very few Matsya temples, very few Varaha temples, very few Hayagriva temples. But we'll find many Narsimha temples, many Rama temples, and many Krishna temples. So in this way, people are attracted to Narsimha, Rama, and Krishna quite a lot. So therefore, they are put in this special category. So, Narsimha, of course, is unique because he's half human form and half lion form. So why is the lion form necessary? And we see that this is a very convenient form for the Lord to take when he combats demons. The lion is considered to be the king of the animals. Why? Because he is the most ferocious. And he will even attack a big elephant. So, that ferocity is reflected, of course that's material lion, is ferocious, but in the spiritual world we have the lion form of the Lord, which is also very ferocious to attack and kill demons. So in the Bhagavatam it is described how Narsimha was so angry that even the Devatas were surprised. And even after he had killed Hiranyakasipu, his anger would not stop because he was so angry at Hiranyakasipu for tormenting Prahlad, his devotee. So the Lord is not whimsically angry. His anger is directed to those who persecute the devotees. Why? Because the Lord is most attracted to the devotees. So Lord Nrsimhadev is very angry at Hiranyakasipu, but when he sees Prahlad, then he stops his anger immediately, and he becomes very peaceful and very joyful. So he's not always angry. He's angry in relation to the demons. He is very joyful in relation to the devotees. So that's, of course, the natural quality of the Supreme Lord. He shows very, very intense anger at the demons, and this is one of the unique qualities of Narsimha. So when he was killing Hiranyakasipu, he not only killed him, he ripped him apart with his nails, and then he pulled open his stomach, and he pulled out his intestines and put it around his neck as a garland. So he showed very, very ferocious activity there. So that anger, as I said, is an aspect of the Supreme Lord which is not material. It's actually spiritual. And though it looks like material anger, the result is that Hiranyakasipu got benedictions. He got killed by the Lord's anger. But then, what happened? Hiranyakasipu did not go to hell. What happened? He became Ravana. He got to enjoy in another body. So when the Lord kills a demon in great anger, that demon does not go to hell. He gets nice birth. So that is the case with Hiranyakasipu. The Lord was angry at him, but he got some benediction from the Lord by being killed by him. So the anger of the Lord also is beneficial for the jiva. You can get nice body as a result. Hiranyakasipu, of course, was also filled with hatred and anger at the Supreme Lord. That anger was different. His anger and hatred was because Varaha had killed his brother. Vishnu had killed his brother. So he had hatred because he was attached to his brother. But this is material anger. That anger and hatred, of course, is negative and is not very favorable for devotional service. But even that, it is said in Bhagavatam that even hatred and anger can help a person concentrate on the Lord. Yeah? So we see that Hiranyakasipu, in his hatred, concentrated on hating Vishnu. So it's not bhakti, of course, but it's a concentration on the Lord. And concentrating on the Lord even in hatred becomes beneficial for that demon. So you can approach the Lord in hatred, you can approach the Lord in love, and you can progress either way. But we don't call the hatred one bhakti. So that is the case with Hiranyakasipu. His hatred of the Lord was so strong that it continued in his next life when he was Ravana. So again he hated the Supreme Lord as Ravana. And then finally he fought with Ramchandra, and Ramchandra killed him. And again, because he was killed by the Lord, he didn't get any hellish punishment. he became Shishupala in his next life. Again, he hated the Lord. Three births he hated the Lord in concentration. That was all rather beneficial for him. He got 3 births where he got killed by the Lord. But there's something special about Shishupala. 3 times he was born with hatred of the Lord. 3 times the Lord appeared and killed him. When Krishna killed him, something different happened. What happened? He went to Vaikuntha. So something different. So this example is used to show that of the 3, Narsimhadev, Rama, and Krishna is very special. Because when he killed the same demon, same jiva, with the same hatred, he went to Vaikuntha. He didn't just get another material body. Of course, we can say that is Krishna shows more mercy. But this is explained in another way. Of course, all the forms of the Lord are beautiful and attractive. So Narsimhadev is attractive, Ramchandra is attractive, Krishna is attractive. They're all attractive and all spiritual. Yeah. However, we see when Hiranyakasipu was fighting with Narsimhadev, he was not particularly attracted to that beauty. And so he could concentrate on Narsimhadev and hatred. That was it. When he became Ravana and Ravana fought with Rama, again, Rama is beautiful, but he didn't get overly attracted to him. He still had the same hatred. When he became Shishupala and Shishupala hated Krishna, something special happened. Because Krishna is most attractive, Shishupala, in spite of his hatred, concentrated on the form of Krishna, because Krishna is all attractive. And he kept uttering the name Krishna, because the name of Krishna is all attractive. So, of course, he did this out of hatred, as before. But what was different, he was concentrating on Krishna like anything, because Krishna is all attractive, and he kept uttering the name of Krishna. He did not do that with Rama. He did not do that with Narsimhadev. But with Krishna, he kept concentrating on Krishna and hatred very, very intensely. So what was the result of that intense concentration? All of his material desires, all of his karma, all of his hatred, all of his impurities were burned up by that intense concentration, even though it was in hatred. So, when, of course, this is not bhakti, so therefore, if we concentrate with bhakti, we get much better results even. So he did it in hatred, so a slower result. Nevertheless, eventually, all of his impurities and hatred and whatever were destroyed by that concentration and hatred. And even the hatred finally disappeared. It did not show externally, but internally, Krishna could see that that was happening. So when the purification was complete, Krishna threw his Sudarshan chakra at him and cut off his head. But he was pure. So when the Sudarshan chakra, which is non-different from Krishna, touched him, he got prema. And then he could go to spiritual world. So it was because of Krishna's all-attractive nature, ultimately, that Shishupala, when he was killed, got a different result from Rama killing Ravana or Narsimhadev killing Hiranyakasipu. So, in any case, the Lord, all these 3 forms of the Lord are placed at the top. So they all show extraordinary qualities. We see, of course, that the extraordinary quality of Narsimhadev is he's ferocious in killing the demons who attack the devotees. So that's his very, very outstanding quality. But at the same time, the only reason that anger exists is because of his great attraction to his devotees. So therefore, we have one form of Narsimhadev, as we see in Mayapur. This is the Ugra Narsimhadev tearing apart Hiranyakasipu. Then we have the other peaceful form of Narsimha, as we see on the altar here. There's Lakshmi on his lap, and he's smiling, whatever like that. He's the happy Narsimhadev. So these are the two sides of Supreme Lord. But actually, it's one Lord with two sides, two qualities there. So this is the nature of the Supreme Lord. Ultimately, the anger is not so significant. It's his attachment to his devotee. But because the demons harass the devotee, then the Lord becomes angry, and he may kill the demon, whatever, like that. So that is shown in the case of Narsimhadev. So Narsimhadev, because he is one of these very exalted forms, the three topmost forms, many people become attracted to that form and worship that form. And we see even in ISKCON, many devotees are attracted to Narsimha worship. So in Mayapur, for instance, we have huge deity there, and people are attracted to worshiping that form. So this is the day of Narsimhadev's appearance when he manifests in the material world on the Chaturdashi, the 14th lunar day. But how did he appear? Quite different from Krishna. Krishna appeared through Devaki and Vasudeva. Rama appears through Dasaratha and his wife. How did Narsimhadev appear? No mother, no father. He came out of a pillar. That's all. So he had a rather unique way in which he appeared within this material world with no mother, no father at all. So, in one sense, no Vatsalyaras. Therefore, very, very unique form of the Lord. He has an appearance, but the appearance is not a normal appearance at all. He just bursts out of a pillar in great anger. So he appears on this particular day. There was a blessing given to Hiranyakasipu when he did his austerities, that from Brahma, that he could not be killed by human being or animal or whatever. He could not be killed in the water or on the land or in the air. He could not be killed by human weapons. He could not be killed in the day or the night. So, Hiranyakasipu cleverly tried to give all sorts of conditions under which he could not be killed in order that he become immortal, no death. No one could kill him. So he can't be killed by this, means that, means. And so he thought of everything possible of how no one could kill him. And Brahma agreed, okay, I will give you these rules. I cannot grant you no death, but at least I can grant you, okay, you're not going to be killed by weapons, you're not going to be killed in the day and the night, or land or ocean or air or whatever. And of course, Hiranyakasipu was satisfied with that. And then he cleverly thought, nobody can kill me. We see that the Lord, however, is more clever than Hiranyakasipu. So he could meet all these conditions, and he didn't have to kill Hiranyakasipu in the day or the night, or on land or water or air, or inside or outside a house, or with a human weapon or whatever. So all those conditions he could overcome. How? By killing him when it was not day and it was not night. It is evening time. So that's why we celebrate his appearance in the evening time. It's not day and not night. Of course, this is when he got killed. And he didn't kill him inside or outside a house. In between, on a threshold of the doorway. He killed him in the doorway. So you often see the picture of Hiranyakasipu getting killed by Narsimhadev, and he's sitting in the doorway. He didn't kill him in the air or the land or the water or whatever. He was on the lap of Narsimhadev. And he didn't kill him with a weapon. He used his claws. He didn't kill him as a human being or an animal. A combination. Part animal, part human being. So in this way, Narsimhadev was able to cleverly avoid all of these conditions of Hiranyakasipu about getting killed, and he was able to kill him. So this shows the Lord's great intelligence. So not only the Lord is very angry at the demons, he never loses his intelligence. And as I said, though we understand that one of the characteristics of the lion is his ferocity, we know that the mother lion is ferocious to protect her cub, the baby lion. At the same time, she's very affectionate to that cub. And the same way, Narsimhadev was very affectionate to Prahlad. And though he was most angry that even the Devatas and Brahma and even Lakshmi could not pacify him after he had killed Hiranyakasipu, when Prahlad appeared in front of him, suddenly Narsimhadev became peaceful. So the affection for the devotee was greater than his anger at the demon. And he completely forgot that anger. And his heart melted when he saw his devotee, Prahlad, who was only 5 years old. So though we may be attracted to the angry form of Narsimhadev, his more peaceful form is the one which is actually prominent. This is the form, the positive aspect of the Supreme Lord. He has great love for his devotee. In other parts of the Bhagavatam, it's described that the Lord is controlled by his devotee. Of course, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, I'm in my devotee is in me. So the Lord is controlled by the devotee. And that's shown in the case where Durvasa insults Ambarish, and then Sudarshan Chakra chases him everywhere. And Durvasa goes to Vishnu, and Vishnu says, actually, you have to go to Ambarish, my devotee. My devotee's in charge. I'm not in charge. I've given my Sudarshan Chakra to my devotee. I'm controlled by my devotee. If my devotee wants peace, you go to him. I can't decide anything. Everything's under the control of my devotee. So all forms of the gods show this mercy and how they're controlled by the devotee's wishes. But as we get to these higher forms like Narsimhadev, Rama, and Krishna, this becomes more, intense, how the Lord is under the control of his devotees. So that's the case of Narsimhadev with Prahlad. Completely under the control of Prahlad. When he sees him, he forgets all about the demon, whatever. We see, of course, with Krishna, who's the highest form of all, that control by the devotee becomes even more remarkable, but in a different way. And what is that remarkable way? Krishna allows himself to get tied up by Mother Yasoda. We don't see Narsimhadev getting tied up. We don't see Rama getting tied up. But Narsimhadev gets tied up. Krishna gets tied up. Why? Because of that intense affection. He allows Mother Yasoda to tie him up. So Krishna shows this extreme control by the devotee, more than Rama, more than Narsimhadev. In any case, all of these wonderful qualities are manifested in forms of the Lord, and we'll see them illustrated more in these higher forms like Narsimhadev, Rama, and Krishna. And of course, ultimately, Krishna shows all of these qualities in the most extraordinary way. As I said, different devotees are attracted to different forms of the Lord. Fine. this is allowed, and no one can argue with that if you're attracted to a certain form. At the same time, Lord Chaitanya preaches that Krishna is the highest form, and in Krishna Madhurya Rasa is the highest rasa, and therefore everybody should worship Radha Krishna, which is the highest truth. But not everybody is going to follow that. Some will not worship Radha Krishna, they'll worship Krishna, the cowherd boys, or Krishna Balaram. Others may worship Ramchandra. Others may worship Narsimha. That's fine. If they become attracted to a certain form, and then they can freely express their devotion to any particular form of the Lord. And that is allowable. That's the, let's say, the wonderful nature of the Supreme Lord, that he allows you to worship him in these different forms. And his devotees become completely satisfied with that. So we'll find people who are devotees of Narsimha or Rama, and we don't quarrel with them at all. So in the Bhagavatam, all these forms are described. But we should understand that Krishna contains all the qualities of all the other forms, all the qualities that manifest in all the other forms. Krishna contains all of those. So whatever is in Narsimha, whatever is in Rama, whatever is in Varaha, whatever is in Vishnu, all that's also in Krishna. Plus, Krishna manifests some special qualities which are not manifested in those forms, which are his sweet qualities of Madhurya Rupa, his sweet form, Madhurya Leela, his very sweet pastimes like Damodar Leela or Ras Leela, his sweet devotees like Mother Yasoda and Radharani and the Sakis, and his sweet flute. So these are four unique qualities in Krishna that put him at the very, very top. But all these qualities that Narsimha or Rama or Hayagriva show, they're also included in Krishna. So if we worship Krishna, then we actually get the benefit of all these other forms as well, plus the extra. That's why we put Radha Krishna in the center of our altar, because they're complete. But if someone prefers these other forms, fine. They can also worship these forms and realize these forms. So we celebrate all of these different appearance days of the Lord with the understanding that they all are manifesting spiritual qualities and spiritual activities. But ultimately, everything is also included in Krishna. Okay, Hare Krishna.
We have to give the certificate to the kids.
Oh, certificates.
Question. More pictures? Question.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Maharaj, please brothers and sisters. Maharaj, I have a question which is related to Srimad Bhagavatam, same 7th canto, 4.34 chapter and 13th verse, where it has been mentioned that the three devas, Brahma, Shiva, and also Vishnu, actually they all got defeated by, not defeated, I mean they all were also serving Hiranyakashipu out of fear. So Maharaj, my question is how Brahma, who is the boon giver to Hiranyakashipu, and how Vishnu, the we also connect him as the Supreme Personality of God, a part of Krishna, Purusha Avatar of Krishna. So how they are actually serving Hiranyakashipu? Maharaj, that is my question.
Okay. So of course, ultimately, Hiranyakasipu is not on the level of Brahma, Vishnu, or Shiva, and of course, definitely he's very different from Vishnu. So they cannot be subservient to him in the literal sense of the term. They can, of course, for certain pastimes, show some, fear or humility or whatever. But that's just, we could say, some deception or whatever. So it's not actual. Hmm? So therefore we'll also see sometimes it seems that Shiva falls under illusion or whatever. But then Shiva is another form of Vishnu, so how can he fall under illusion? So in that case also it's not real illusion. Sometimes Krishna may show fear, but Krishna cannot be fearful because he's Supreme Lord. But he may make a show of it for certain purposes. So sometimes they may show like that even though they constitutionally no.
Mainly, this certificates to the kids, they did the bhajan.
Any more questions from anyone for Maharaj? Okay, so
Yes. You know, you mentioned there are two forms of Nrsimha. One is Ugra and one is the kind Nrsimha there, like Lakshmi Nrsimha or Prahlad Nrsimha. And there are other, you know, there are some scriptures we discuss, you know, Yoga Nrsimha, there are all these different other avatars of Nrsimha. How is it? Is it bona fide or is it some like devotional attribute or something?
Well, of course, we see in a whole book there's 9 forms there. So the Lord, of course, can assume many different qualities and perform many different pastimes. Nothing wrong with that. All the forms of the Lord can do that. So therefore, he has. It's not just that Nrsimhadev is ferocious and angry or kind. He has all sorts of other aspects as well. So it's part of the Supreme Lord.
Maharaj, one more question. Like in our temple, we have arti for Radha Krishna and Narsimha, but we don't have any daily arti or worship of Lord Ram.
Rama.
So why it is any reason?
Well, ultimately, temples should have only one deity, not many deities. And we'll see that tradition in South India in followers of Ramanuja. If there's a temple, there'll be that one deity. And even Lakshmi is not there. Lakshmi has a separate temple. And then the acharyas and stuff are all separate also, and they have separate worship. So that is there not to confuse the worship. Now in ISKCON, we tend to put many deities and the altar or whatever. It also becomes a little confusing because then you have to use same articles and worship different deities when technically you should only use it once. Or you have to use many different articles for many different forms. So this is just, we can say this, we have different forms there because of, people have some attraction for those forms. So why particularly Nrsimhadev? Why not Rama? Of course, we do have in Bombay, we have a Rama there. And a few other places as well. The main reason why Nrsimhadev was introduced is Prabhupada was sick at one time. So he told the devotees to offer prayers to Nrsimhadev, not to have a deity, just offer prayers. So that's why we sing the Nrsimhadev prayers every morning. From that, and then people became attracted to the form of Nrsimhadev, and then they began putting him on the altar. First there was picture, and then they put murtis, etc. And then they had bigger murtis, and finally we have the one in Mayapur, very, very big murti, which was not there when Prabhupada was there also. So all these things gradually evolved in ISKCON, so we get Nrsimhadev rather than other forms of the Lord. So simply by, we can say, maybe accident and tradition that it happened.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for the lecture. Can you Maharaj shed some light in when we sing these Narsimha prayers, we say Keshava Krita. So the name, very specific name Keshava is used there. So is there some reason behind this? It shows like some mood, as you were emphasizing during the lecture, like Shishupal was attracted and chanting the name of Krishna. So in the prayers we also see very specific name of Krishna, Keshava. So if you can enlighten us.
Well, of course, one meaning of Keshava is the Lord with the beautiful hair. Another meaning is he who is the controller of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. So maybe that's the convenient one. In other words, it's Krishna.
there are no more questions, Maharaj, we would like to take this opportunity to appreciate the kids who chanted the Narsimha Aarti today in the temple.
Okay.
And Geeta Mataji here has trained the kids. So we really, the kids would be really blessed if they can receive the certificates from you, Maharaj. So let's all cheer for the kids. One by one, the kids can come and take a chair over for the
Sudhanya,
Hare Krishna.
Parinita, Tanvi, Madhav,
Madhav.
Can you remove that? Yeah, take that out. Remove that. Please remove it.
Sia,
या सर्टिफिकेट लो उधर से इधर दोनों हाथ से लो
Anna?
आगे
This one? Madhav? Madhav? Where's Madhav? Oh, okay. Ganga. Okay.
गंगा लो हाथ से लो हाँ
Rachika.
Vishnupriya,
Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Madhav,
Madhavan. Where's Madhavan? Not there. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
His Holiness Bhanu Swami Maharaj ki jai. Bhagwan ki jai. Thank you very much, Maharaj, for sharing your wisdom today with us. So, request all guests. We do not have enough space in the temple, so a lot of people are maybe standing outside. All space to people who are standing behind. Can we remove some people? Names of नरसिंह देव।
थैंक यू वेरी मच प्रभु जी
अभी हम लोग 108 नाम नरसिंह देव का चैंट करेंगे। We all will chant together. It's very important that we all chant the names of Narsimha Dev today together.